Hey there everyone, this is Life. Welcome back to my playthrough of Etrian Odyssey 3. Today we're going to begin exploration of the second stratum, amongst one of my favorite stratums in the game, along with the sixth one. Two quests here, too close to home is an interesting one, we'll do that now. Cindy's requested this only a moment ago. I'm very glad you're here to accept it. Monsters on the first floor are far stronger than normal. Countless novices and ordinary citizens have fallen victim to these offlings. The request is time to get down there and beat them. I think this will be good to test your skills, yes? City's counting on you, go restore peace to on-road explorers. And then there's message from Aeon's Pass. And this involves a guy we're gonna see a few times. Researcher Scott. He's a little bit of a weird one. Rumors, some people are saying that they have found monster fossils on the 5th floor. Buster over there is one of the people who say he saw them. Scott is waiting to see if these rumors are true or not. So we can go to the gather information, get to Buster, here he is. This guy eats a lot. He managed to find a hidden way on the west side by accident. And he's being chased by a huge crocodile. Those are your 2 hints on the place's location. If you're not careful, you'll pass right by it. What kind of sound effect is oh, I guess I just answered myself. So keep an eye out. Another CB spoil over here. Okay, that was silly. Okay, let's drop by at the first floor and deal with this monster problem. This won't take long. Essentially, 3 greedy lizards now patrol the first floor, and it's your job to kill them, and you probably will kill them very easily. Like, really easily. Like, I'm gonna show you the first one, and then I'm just gonna cut away, because they're all that easy. I'm just gonna show you the tactic that I used during the F.O.E. rush. Essentially, it's attack order, attack, just bodyguard, ice, and attack on the first turn, and then you just fling all of the attacks every turn thereafter. You bodyguard Gander the first turn just to make sure she gets the attack order off and that she doesn't get poisoned on the first turn. If she lasts past the first turn, then you're free to just ignore her and just wail on him, and then that's it. That's the tactic I used during the F.O.E. rush. Like, yeah, Gandra's dangerously low in health. I don't care. This guy is good as dead. Dies in 3 turns. Total boss. Okay, and we have some levels, so we'll deal with that now too. Alright, so Vincent's getting his 5th level in Earth Bounty, making our explorers are going to just climb and experience like very quickly now. We're gonna have Magic Parry up. And we're going to get attack order up. That's gonna unlock Regal Radiance, not really interested in that. That's okay. Alright, I'm gonna kill these other ones. We strike the death blow, the monster lets out a final keening wail and collapses. Completed the quest, go back. Okay, just to mark it. Grab this fire hammer and get this farm team up. It's very important that your farm team gains levels somehow. Quest is one of the good ways to do it. Thank you for Taryn for reminding me that this is a viable way of getting your farmers to level up. 5,500 experience of these farmers is going to level them up twice. So good. Now, this is where things get fun. We're going to be in this stratum for a long, long time, so buckle up. We're going to get both the 5th and 6th floors done, because that's just how efficient I am at clearing this floor. It's a really easy floor to clear, and to just persevere through, even with like the worst equipment, at least for me, because we have Monarch March, and we have Amritas, we have the power to just power our way through, and we have 4 tents, so we have all of the items necessary for staying in here for a long time. And so I'm going to stay here as long as possible. And there's going to be a lot of content in this up. So what's going to happen is that this episode is going to get split up into 2 parts. This is going to be a point 1 episode. The next episode is going to be a point 2 episode. This episode's we're going to cover this floor, and then the next episode's going to cover the beginning of the 6th one. Very simple, very easy. Don't have to do it much more than that. We've seen this before, so I'm going to cut this out. and thus exploration does continue. There's an interesting event going down this way, well, to the east here. This curls up in here and leads to an interesting event where you run into seashells that can heal, hurt, or heal CP. As you walk to the ocean floor, you find a small tide pool at a dead end. Clear seawater holds, among other things, shellfish of various hues and shapes. You wonder if the shellfish are edible. The fastest way is to maybe try one. Okay, so the brown one heals TP, the red one heals HP. You can have the opportunity to not take any risk and get no reward, and you have the opportunity to hurt yourself. I think I'll do this one. Okay, so the spiky yellow one heals TP. 40 of it. That's quite a lot, but it healed its Kira. I don't know if it's a random team member or if it's really the center front character. So, good luck with that one. If anyone knows exactly how that works, that would be a nice thing to know, though it's really just trivial. I thought for sure the brown one was... Okay. I must have just gotten my colors mixed up. Alright, just like the first Stratum, this Stratum has a little bit of a guide to help you figure out where the shortcuts are. So we come down here, and we run into the same quarter that we would have gone if we had gone west on the first intersection. This also goes south quite a while, towards a treasure box, which we'll go ahead and pick up now. Okay, meet the Hungry Coral. The Hungry Coral is weak to fire, I think. We'll have to test out its weaknesses. And they hit kinda hard, but I mean, they're weak to fire. Like, really weak to... It was either fire or ice. They're weak to one of those two things. Okay, they're weak to ice. Okay, beg pardon, they're weak to ice. As you will see here. Yeah, it just took a crap load of damage from ice. They don't have a conditional drop, just kill them, get their stuff, move on. Sarah go to level 16, getting another level nether charge, if not her first level nether charge. So sorry about that. It's... Oh man. So much cutting out due to fumbling. Vincent just got one-shot killed! That's great. That's not what I want. That's not what I expected to see. Sometimes the starfish rarely do that though, so it's like, well, I'm not going to fault him. So this is probably the first. Well, this is probably an instance where I need to get Vincent some armor, and I need to be right back now, isn't it? We can just use a nectar. That's fine. And he'll be healed up by Monarch March as we go along. So yeah, Vincent will occasionally just drop dead. That's okay. We'll get him actual armor next time we visit the store. We're on the other end of a shortcut from here. We just can't reach it from this side, and there's a mine point here. The mine point items on this stratum are actually kind of worthless, but hey, you know, easy access, easy stuff. Preemptive strike on this, that's awesome. Oh well. Here, get a level 16, getting another level into probably refresh. I want to get resurrect now, just in case, you know, Vincent gets knocked over again. That's okay. That way we have 2 revivals, and once you have 2 revivals, you're essentially home free. If one dies, you get the other reviver up. If multiple people die, you'll usually have at least 1 revival still up, etc., etc., etc. Alright. This floor design works in interesting ways. So there was a door in that last corridor. This corridor leads somewhere else, and this just loops around and does this. This is a good spot to put your autopilot arrows in order to make a place where you can just walk continuously and farm enemies that are in this area if you want to, but really it's not worth grinding the enemies here. But it is a spot to do that, to do such a thing, because it forms an easy circle. This is a camp spot on the floor. We have 4 tents I think it's safe to use one now. Maybe we can hold off on it. Now we'll use it now. And we'll move on. Or since you're going to be using the camp spot on this floor to just heal Zara instantly so we can keep going for as long as possible. Even though the geomagnetic field is not that far off. Or it's called the submagnetic pole in this game. I'm just going to call it the geomagnetic field because that's what it's called in all the other ones. Alright, you're going to... Now for the first F.O.E. puzzle. You're going to enter a room with a small circle that is... Or a hallway, rather, with a fork in it that leads to two separate hallways, which we can join into a single hallway again. And then back to another door. This set's kind of... common. Kira dropped dead. Ether charge is just so much worth, man. Like, next time we run to the starfish, I'll show you just how much the regular fire did. That did like over 150. That was great. Counter rate here is kind of low, so I'm going to let Monarch March heal. Alright, we should run into the F.O.E. wherever he is. There he is. Essentially, you just want to grab... He's an aggressive F.O.E., so you'll grab his attention, and you're just going to drag him in this circle. Very simple. The problem is, he is... kinda slow. So, he takes his time, so you're going to have to bait him quite far in before you can just sail past him. Though, again, once again, he's slow, so you might not have to bait him that far. Alright, interesting little bit of map here. Simply does a little circle like this. And moves on to another portion of the map. This part of the western end of the map is actually really easy. You're gonna run into more sets like this, where it's just combinations of the coral and the puffer. You haven't found the one Anep yet? Or the high Anep, pardon me. Once we find him, that would be interesting. So I think I'm just going to cut out most of these fights because it's just combinations of the same enemies we've already seen. We already know this is a strong physical attacker. We already know that this guy's used all the elements, and that everybody here is essentially weak to Volt and Ice. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Or, nope, not weak to Volt. Not weak to any of the elements. That's interesting. Okay, so the World Puffer, it isn't actually weak to anything. That's something that I was able to test, so that was nice. Experiment to see. That goes off there. We'll not go that. We'll be right there because this is a dead end, but I wanted to trigger this dead end because it will allow me to fight a certain enemy early on, and I like fighting enemies early on. As you wander the undersea path, you stop to admire a small pond of seawater, or whatever, because we're in a place with air, so we can actually find underwater in underwater while we're underwater. The pond contains several colorful fish swimming peacefully. Feed the cute little fish or ignore them. Yes, we'll feed the fish. Bread put in a pool, causing the fish to gather and nibble on it. But a few peaceful moments watching the fish in black shadow suddenly approaches. It seems the small pond of fish is a feeding ground for sea monsters. You're seized with the desire to fight the monster and save the small fish, but then again, is it really worth it? Yes, of course it is. You quickly break the surface of the water to divert the monster's attention before it eats the fish. The monsters, finding you to be a more appetizing prey, jump out of the water at you. Meet the great hermits. Staple of Etrian Odyssey series, you'll find them in essentially every game. Yes, including the second one, and the third one, and the first one, and the fourth one, and EOU. This guy's everywhere. He has a lot of defense, he's weak to the elements, there's not much else to him. He's just very simple, easy to beat, always has the same set of conditional drops, where if you kill him without hitting him with a physical attack, then you get great prizes. And that's it. Look how pitiful physical attacks are against him, though. It's awesome. Then the moment you throw lightning their way, they're like, ah, not the lightning. And they're not that strong, so, I mean, if you don't have elemental, then this could be a problem, but otherwise, this is very easy. I thought I used Volt Star on the other guy. Oh, wasted. Oh well, I'm not too concerned about it. We'll just mass defend. It doesn't really matter which element you kill them with to get their conditional, as long as you kill them with something. good chunk of experience, some flawless shells for our efforts. They also draw the small flowers that are used for getting nectars, which is nice. Monster vanquished, we look in the peaceful pond, but the fish seem to escape. Your success in saving their lives will have to be enough, and feel satisfied as to walk away. Real quick, if you have a ninja when you do that event, the ninja will just instantly kill them, the Great Hermits, and you don't have to worry about running to the Great Hermits. So it's a check to see if you have a ninja, if you want to avoid that fight, if you say yes. But if you don't have a ninja, that fight's actually kind of worth it, if you don't have a ninja. So I would recommend it. I'll grab this shortcut here. I barely noticed this was even here. Let's try to get this guy's attention. Okay, we got it. He's slow, so we should be able to clear this out. We'll play it safe and escape, though. Same case here, just whiz right past him. It's going to deposit you in another area where you're going to be between one of these guys, and it's a very easy puzzle to solve. Like, enemies that move half speed has always been amongst the easiest puzzles in Etrian Odyssey games, or at least puzzles that involve monsters that are easily able to kill you. You know, those type of puzzles. Just going to quickly trigger that shortcut. Most of these shortcuts are mostly just to get around the F.O.E. without having to do the do-si-do, which is okay. Not exactly my favorite kind of shortcut placement, but it works out. I believe this northern loop leads to another mine point. So I'm not going to go down it. I know there's a mine point down there. So we'll just mark that there's a mine point down there, and we'll be on our way. Nah, you know what, I have to confirm. More than twice the damage, man. Epic charge is so good. Got a coral arm, that's nice too. Yep, mine point. No shortcuts connecting to it whatsoever, though. But there is a shortcut over here, at the end of this hallway, that will help us out. The blue flowers in this stratum are might a bit harder to see than the ones on the first stratum, so they're actually probably easier to miss. I have good eyes. Let's go ahead and go use this campground spot. Okay, we come this way. Now, there's an interesting event here, in this corner. Only if you help the Murotsumi Guild. If you help the Murotsumi Guild, you'll find an event here concerning Hypatia. And she's going to have some very strange things to say. I'm going to leave a link to in the description that leads to the episode where I talked to her in the first playthrough. I'll even leave it as an annotation if I remember to do it. Okay, we met the Hyanep. The Hyanep is an interesting enemy. He's really strong and capable of really murdering your team. He has an attack that lowers all your team's defense. He's a big deal. We're going to Ether charge this turn, and then we're going to slam him with Volt next turn. Sounds like a plan to me. Oh, and we blinded him. That's even better. He's kind of susceptible to ailments, but not really. But we'll continue. He hits through the blind anyway. What did we even blind him for? And we're just going to shock him for 400 points of damage, which instantly kills him and gets him out of the way. He has a pretty high amount of health, and he's, like the Lynx in the first floor, he's very dangerous. So deal with him the moment you can. Alright, some interesting things going on around here. This is the circle that involves this F.O.E. We'll be back to this, because there's a shortcut we want to unlock in the lower right corner over here. We can use what we see to our advantage. Right, there's a shortcut here, but it's not the one that links to the rest of the map, so this has to be a secret treasure room. And you'd be right, it's a secret treasure room. 3 treasure boxes, 1 which is locked. Let me make sure I have actually connected these together. The encounter rate here is a little bit insane, just like the Lynx's room in the first floor. Actually, it might not be that bad. Nectar 2 and Sleep Gas, though, that's nice. Sleep Gas, Blind Gas, and all the gases are a little weird. I think I'm just gonna toss that Sleep Gas during the next fight. Well, you know, use it during the next fight, just to kind of show you how kind of not useful it is. I'm gonna have Vincent use it, as everybody else wails on the Whirl Puffer. Because he's the most compatible to using it. Because his luck is really high. So we're going to toss this poison, this sleep gas, and it's going to cause these Curl to fall asleep, but it can, of course, completely miss the puffer. And you can kind of see how it's useful. It's, it can do that. If you use a high luck character to throw the gas, it can be quite effective. It's kind of like using his lullaby attack, except he doesn't have to go to sleep, and he doesn't have as high a chance to keep him asleep. So yeah, the gas items are kinda cool. I just never remember to use items during combat, so that's kind of my fault. If you have a farmer or another high luck character like a ninja or a... I don't actually think ninjas have any high luck characters, then gases might be worth it, especially if you have a farmer. But otherwise, most gas items are not worth using, so just keep that in mind. Most teams won't have a use for the gas, so you're better off selling or using it immediately. Because you're going to forget it's even in your inventory, and it's going to waste that slot forever. Okay, and we press on. Okay, that's the shortcut you want to unlock. Let's swing by over here. On. Okay, that was close. Now remember, earlier at the Butterfly Bistro, the guy told us he was running away from a very scary monster, which would probably be this thing, which is an alligator-type enemy, as he described it. And he just ran blindly into a shortcut like this, and he found the fossils here. Okay, we got level ups. I've actually never told you guys how I've been blinding the enemies. I got Vincent this fortune book, which was a 4 luck, 1 empty slot item. And essentially I filled the last slot with blind, and he has like 36 luck to inflict the blind with, so he's actually kind of likely to inflict it. It's kind of nice when he gets it off. Anyways, the fossils are in the upper left corner. Let's get these treasure boxes first, because that is obviously more important. Blinding Dagger is interesting. Darker Bee is also interesting. Now this Blinding Dagger, for the sake of blinding things, is going to be better than Vincent's fortune book. The problem being it only has 1 attack, and Vincent, even if he's attacking from the front row with a lousy book like this one, really needs to do the little speck of damage that he does in order for me to kill the enemies reliably. So I'm not going to replace this book with this dagger. It's not really worth it for me to do that. It is still a good weapon to hold on to, because blinding things is hilarious. But for now, I'm just not going to use it. Yep, we're going to come down south. You're going to want to get this shortcut, because avoiding this guy is much more annoying than avoiding the other guys. And then you can go this way to complete the floor. And I'm going to go ahead and go down to the next floor. However, as I promised, this is going to be split up into 2 parts to prevent any part from being overly lengthy. So hey there everyone, this has been Life Break. As always, I thank you for watching. Next time we do the 6th floor. I'm going to see you guys then.